Okay, we'll get things rolling here again. Good afternoon. This is Mike Anderson from American Independent Marketing. I'm joined by members of our Connected Agent team, Jonas Roser, Travis McQueen. Wes will be with us here in a little bit, and of course our fearless leader, Aaron. And we've got a great presentation for you here over the next 30 to 40 minutes. I know that you're going to enjoy it, and I think you're going to find it to be extremely compelling from a standpoint of way to advance what you're doing with your business. So I'll tell you a little bit about Aaron and Jonas, our two key presenters. Aaron Cassover has he's helped thousands of insurance agents learn to use the internet to grow their business. His work in this area goes all the way back to online marketing in the late 90s with companies like United Airlines, General Motors, Hallmark, and others. He eventually ventured off on his own, and he began working with national insurance carriers, and that eventually morphed into a discipline working with individual agents to provide the tools and expertise that they need to be able to market themselves online. You'll hear from Aaron in a little bit. Our leadoff presenter is Jonas Roser. Jonas is the president of Roser Resources, which is a full-service marketing and strategic communication agency, and he's a key part of a lot of the things we do here at AIM. Jonas has won international awards for his marketing work, very well known for his involvement in the 3 and 4 Need More campaign, which is a not-for-profit entity promoting awareness surrounding long-term care. Also very well known for his work with Long-Term Care Financial Partners, an entity for which he was the chief marketing officer for 10 years. So with that, Jonas, why don't you tee it up and take us away?
Thanks, Mike. Am I coming in clear?
You're coming in clear.
Great. So it's a pleasure talking to you all today. And just before, I just want to plant a few seeds in your head, put a couple of thoughts there before our fearless leader, Aaron, comes in, to kind of set the stage about how and where today's shopper is going to find products and to find you. So just think about this. My first question is, what do you think the percent of consumers researching insurance online is today? I'm going to tell you the answer, but I want you to try and think about it in your head. Think of a percent real quick. Got it? All right, here we go. It's 80. 80% of people looking for information about insurance products today or a specialist go online to fulfill their need. They're no longer going anywhere else. I mean, that's almost 100%. It's a staggering percentage. So it's absolutely a place where you need to be positioning yourself and marketing yourself is online today. Now for a second question, plant another seed, one a little more personal. What would a consumer find when they research your name or your company name online? If you have 80% of consumers looking for insurance products and services there, if you happen to be there, what are they going to find about you? Are they going to find a professional image of you, a website that positions you as the specialist in your area, talks about the products that you sell, gives testimonials from clients that you've had, really paints a professional image of yourself? Or are they just going to find maybe a personal Facebook page, maybe an unfilled out LinkedIn profile, or worse, maybe nothing at all? So before we turn it over to Aaron and we talk about our platform that we have here that can present you in a number of ways, ask yourself, if 80% of people looking to purchase insurance online, do research there, how can you afford not to be there? And if you are there, how can you afford not to have the right kind of platform that you need to really support today's savvy online shopper? We're all shopping there. You know your way around the internet. Don't think that your clients don't. If you want to sustain your current level of business, or let alone even grow your business through the end of the year or next year, you need to be part of the research, quote, and sales process of today's digital customer. Today's insurance shopper is absolutely utilizing the digital age to find you online. They also then use social media to research what your clients say about you and about the products that you're selling. So we all know it's common to be possibly researching at all times of the day or night. I mean, I'm sure you've looked at your cell phone while you're in bed, maybe your smart tablet while you're at the dinner table, maybe on the couch, airplane, airport, wherever. You're able to be connected at all times, and so can your potential clients. So since everyone is so connected, 80% of consumers are searching, you want to make sure that you show up well. And not only do you show up well on their computers, but also on their smart devices. Today's world is A lot of things are sold and positioned on a smart device. So you want to make sure that your current platform or the one that you're going to change, or if you just come over to the Connected Agent one, you'll see that ours is situated to showcase just as well on a smart device as it does on a computer. So you want to make sure you have a platform that gives you options, it gives your client options, it's scalable for your business, and it creates a lead and an opportunity for you to create a sale. So I'll say it again, selling insurance today involves being part of the consumer's research and sales process. It involves having a platform that acts as your virtual office. It needs to be open 24/7. That's what having a great platform does, not just a website. And it's more than that. It's more than just a website. It helps you sell and position yourself today. Today's digital environment, the website has become an agent's first call to the client, no longer just your business card. So just think about that. It's the first thing that anyone's seeing now, most likely, when they're researching you, if you're coming up online. So one more statistic before I turn over to Aaron. This stat showcases that consumers are spending more time and energy exploring and evaluating their insurance options rather than passively accepting information about agents face-to-face. And the stat is that IBM Institute says almost 80% of the 21,000 consumers that they surveyed use one digital interaction point, such as a phone, a website, or a screen sharing activity, to select their insurance policies. It's a pretty powerful statement. So with that being said, I'm happy to introduce our fearless leader, as Mike put it, Aaron Kassover. He's the developer of the AIM Connected Agent platform. Aaron's a marketing expert, and he's also the architect of the platform, as I stated, which is really unique that you get to have him on the phone, as well as the fact that he actually knows how to communicate with producers such as yourself. He understands this industry. He's one of you. And you put those tools together and his talents together, and you get the Connected Agent platform. So, Aaron, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you, Jonas. Thanks, Mike. And just to make sure my audio is coming through okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah, you're really strong.
Okay, good, good. Well, I am excited to be here. The Connected Agent program is something that we really think is a really powerful platform to help you meet the needs of today's digital consumer, today's insurance customer, and most importantly, to sell insurance. We started building this platform about 2 years ago. It's been live for a year now. And I'm going to warn you, there's a lot to it. This is a vast program. This is a living and breathing program. It involves both tools and technology as well as people and training. I'm going to show you as much as I can today, but there's a lot to it. There's lots more that we can go into today. But I think the most important thing to keep in mind about the Connected Agent online marketing program, this is a system that will get you online. It will get you marketing. But the most important thing to remember is that this is a system designed to sell insurance. That's the business that we're in. That's the business that you're in. We're not in the business of selling websites. We're not in the business of technology. We're in the business of insurance sales. And so when we went to build this platform, we really asked ourselves the question, what do producers need today to sell more insurance online? And this is the result. And I'll tell you, it's been active for about a year now, and we get together with all of the agents that are involved once a month, and we ask them to share the stories of the successes and failures, what's been going on in their business and in their business online. And it's really fun to start to hear more and more substantial successes where agents come to us and talk about the sales they're making, the amount of money they're bringing in through leads, through interactions they're getting through this platform. We had one agent who came on board, and he said the first day the platform brought in 2 new sales. That was day one. And so that gives you an idea that this is not just a kind of a thing you put out there and you show your friends. This is something that you do that's going to bring you more business. So with that, let me give you a tour of the program. I'm going to walk you through what's included. Now, of course, the first thing, this is kind of the price of entry. It starts with a great website, a website that looks great, presents you professionally. It is engaging, informative. Your customers will come to your website, and they will see that you are professional based on your website. It used to be that you had to wear a nice suit and drive a Cadillac. nice car, so that when you showed up at your customer's front door and for your appointment that evening, you'd walk up to the front door and they'd look out their peephole and they would see your car and they'd see how you were dressed and they would decide whether or not they wanted to do business with you in that split second, just on that first impression of how you looked. That was how they decided if you're professional. Today, we don't see our customers anymore. They don't see your car. They don't see your suit. They do see your website. And so when they come to your website, it needs to look at that same level as a Cadillac. It needs to look like it's very professional, not homemade, not a do-it-yourself website, not a website that a high school kid made. It needs to look good. It needs to be designed well. It needs to be clear, easy to understand, have good, well-written content, because this is how your customers are going to judge you today. Even people that you meet offline are going to go and look you up. They're going to Google your name. They're going to find your website, and that's going to be a big factor in them deciding whether or not they trust you enough to do business with you. So it starts with a great website. And this is a website that doesn't just look good on computers. It also needs to look great on all devices. And so I'm showing you some real screenshots of a Connected Agent website running on a tablet or a smartphone. And what we do is we optimize what we show on the screen to take advantage of the screen real estate of a different device. So you can see that we change the layout for a tablet and a smartphone to make sure that the experience that your consumer gets is great no matter what they visit your website on. And that's really important because it's estimated that in the next year, 40% of your website visitors will come to you on mobile devices. That's sort of an amazing thing to hear, but it actually makes a lot of sense. If you think about how people read their email today, more and more often they're maybe waiting for an appointment and they pull out their phone, or it's a commercial break on the TV and they pull out their phone or their laptop, and they use that device to just scan their email. And so if you were to send out a marketing email or email them and have a link to your website in that, they're not going to say, okay, I'm going to go back to my computer and click on the link. They're going to click on it right then and there. And so you can get that one chance on the smartphone, on the tablet, to have them come to your website and see what you are presenting. So looking great on all devices. We take care of that for you. The next thing is professionally written content. And if you've ever launched a website before, you know that this is really the hardest part of getting your website up and running. That you can get your design done, and that might be fairly quick, or maybe you hire somebody else to do it. But then you have to write all of this content about the products that you sell, about the questions your customers ask, about yourself and your business. And so you probably have to go lock yourselves up. Maybe it's a couple evenings or a couple weekends and write content. And it's a lot of work. And more often than not, you'll see this where you'll go to agents' websites and you'll see very, very thin, maybe 3 lines of content on a page. Or even worse, you'll see coming soon or under construction because they just don't have the time or the skills to write really great content. And this is the heart of your website. This is what your consumers are going to be reading to learn about what you offer. And so your content needs to be well written. It needs to be clear and professional and persuasive. And so we give you a huge library of content, professionally written content, covering really all lines of insurance. It goes way beyond the products that AIM sells. We certainly have plenty of content for MedSup and final expense and critical illness and long-term care. But we also have content for other products like P&C. So if you happen to sell auto insurance as well, we've got you covered. If you sell small business policies, we have you covered. If you sell health insurance, life insurance. I used to joke that we had everything but pet insurance, but we've added pet insurance. So we've got everything. But the content library is huge. You can customize it. You can add the content to your site to match the products that you sell. And of course, you can always write your own content as well if you want to. The other thing that we give you is we give you what we call an autopilot blog. And I'll show you this in a minute, where twice a month we are posting new articles onto your website's blog. So twice a month you get new great blog articles that you can then go out and share to your audience. And this is a really helpful way to engage people, not just on sort of the sales focus of this is what I have to offer you, but more of a general kind of lifestyle and life needs focus, where you can have blog content that reaches people in a way that is going to capture their interest and capture their attention and bring them to you, as opposed to you trying to push your message out to them. And I'll show you what I mean when we look at a site in a second. Now the third thing that we give you, and this is where it really starts to pay off, are campaigns. And so you have a website. And what we do is we work with you to give you ways to drive traffic to your website. And so this might be sample banners. It might be press releases, direct mail, or email marketing that we give you. And what we're doing is we're giving you the tools that you need to drive prospects to your website. And then when they get there, we give you content and landing pages to convert them into leads that generate sales. And so, for example, what I'm showing here is a small screenshot of one of these offers that we have, which is to get a guide, Surviving Critical Illness Financially. And you can offer this guide out to people, maybe in their email footer, or maybe in a direct mail campaign. People can go and get this guide for free. It's a good guide that we're going to give you, that when you give it away, it captures leads of people that are interested in critical illness. And again, I'll show you more about how that works. In fact, why don't I just jump over to my web browser and let's spend some time looking at a site, and I'll show you how the program works and how I can go and manage my web presence. So I'm going to change over to my web browser. I have a little warning message from Apple. Okay, we'll ignore that. So you can see this website, WeInsureSeattle.com. This is a live website. You can go and browse to it on your own, and you can see everything that I'm doing is just going to be happening in real time. There's no tricks. There's no smoke and mirrors. This is exactly how our program works. And just a quick tour of the home page here. So you can see, obviously, the name of the business and our logo, our tagline, very clear, top of the page. Our phone number, in this case, this is a demo site, so it's a fake phone number, but it's front and center. Very, very easy to understand, simple navigation of the different types of products I offer. And again, this is totally customizable. Really nice visual message here about different products that I'm featuring, good graphics, and so you can see that. And then sort of a short welcome message, some call-outs to different quote forms, and then some more calls to different products. So it's a very clear, very nice-looking home page that people come to, has a good visual impact, and really just simply makes sense. If I go underneath to one of the sections, life insurance, for example, you will see some articles from our content library. These are about life insurance, and you just kind of clicking through, you can see things like life insurance, why it's worth considering final expense, navigating life insurance, term life insurance. Just really good content that somebody can come to your site, they can dive in and read to learn more about the different types of products that you offer. I'll go over to critical illness. And so again, you'll see what is critical illness, how can critical illness work for you. Health insurance may not always be enough. And then we have this Get the Free Guide, Surviving Critical Illness Financially. And so I'll load this page up. And this is an example of one of these campaign pages that we offer, where you can see the navigation went away, and instead we're now offering this free book. And somebody can put in their contact information, click on Get the Free Guide. They get a copy of this guide, and you get a lead from the web page. Of course, we have plenty of quote forms. This is just a straight get a quote, but you can customize the quote form. So you can have a quote form for different products. You can have different quote forms that capture different information. So if you wanted to ask people what kind of car they drive, what the year of that car was and the mileage of the car was, or how many miles they drove a month, those kinds of things, you can put them on the quote form using a very simple drag and drop quote form builder. About Us is where you can put information about your business. So you might put your bio up here, mission and values. We have some starter content that you can use to customize for those pages. Resources, I have sort of a content library of educational content. So information on the Affordable Care Act. We have a glossary of the secret language of insurance, glossary of terms people can look at. And then finally, the blog. I talked about the blog a little bit before, and how this is an opportunity for you to go kind of off the sales podium for a little bit and engage your prospects in a different way. And so blog articles don't generally push a product, but they more try to resonate with your customers' needs. So for example, finding the right bike for you. Now, this is not about insurance at all, but it might be important to people who are interested in getting more active, getting healthier. And so you could share this article out on your social media. People will want to read this, and they'll come back to your website. And then while they're there, they have the opportunity to then go and learn about your products. We'll look at some more blog articles. This one, what 10,000 steps a day means to your health. I'll tell you a really great story about this blog article. We have an agent on the program, and he was participating in social media. I'm not sure which network it was. Maybe it was Twitter or Facebook. And there was a conversation where somebody was like, "Oh, I need to go, go out and get some exercise. I'm going to go for a walk." And he posted a link back to his blog with this article on it in that thread. And that drove a whole discussion around 10,000 steps and getting healthier. It brought people to his website. He got a bunch of traffic off of that link, and he actually got a couple sales just by sharing this, what 10,000 steps means, on social media. And that's an example of how blog articles can resonate with people in a way that sales content and product content doesn't. So that's a quick tour of the website. You can see it's really easy to navigate. It's really clear. Let's go behind the scenes and look at some of the tools in the control panel that I can use to customize my site. Excuse me. So the first thing I'll do is I can change the entire design of my site. We call these themes. And you'll see I have a bunch of different options to choose from. And so I'll just pick maybe this green one. And I select it and then say Update Theme. And what this is going to do is it's going to change the design of my website. So I'll go back and I will refresh the page. And you'll see that when the page loads again, it's going to be this new design. So just like that, I was able to redesign my website. If I go through the pages underneath the home page, you'll see that the design carries through all the way. All of the forms are updated. Everything has changed. I can do this as much as I want. So we created some themes. We have a pink one for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We have a purple one for Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Maybe I'll choose the pink one just to show you how this works. Select the theme, update, and then go back and refresh my page. Looks like my internet connection has slowed down on me, but here we go. There you can see that the site is now themed for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so that's the great thing you can do is you can go and change the design to maybe match a bigger campaign going on, or just find one that you like. And what's really great about this is you can go and play around with it. You can try out different options, and it's just going to work. Here, we'll choose one more. Let me try this one. That's kind of fun. The next thing I can do is I can add content to my site. So we know that Medicare season is upon us. And let's just pretend that I don't have any Medicare content on my website, but I want to start selling Medicare supplement products. And so I want to add Medicare information to my site. Now, it used to be that when I wanted to do this, I would call up my webmaster and tell them I want to add some Medicare content, and they would, we have a question coming through. I'm going to just take a look. Yes. You used to have to call your web designer and pay them $100 an hour to make the change, to go and add the new page to your site. If you're lucky, if you're unlucky, they're going to be in Argentina skiing and gone for 2 weeks. And so you have to wait. And so you pay all this money, you wait all this time, and then finally they come back with the page. I'm going to show you how you do it now. So I'm going to go back into my control panel. And I'm going to go to Manage Site Pages. And so you'll see here that I have all of the content on my site. And so I'm just going to say add a section. Let's just add a section, and we'll call it Medicare. Here's something. Save the section. And so now I have that blank section on my website. There's no pages here. And again, I would start with a blank slate, and I'd go and spend the weekend or a couple evenings writing some content, struggling through this. But instead, because I'm on this program, I can just say add a page from library. And this is going to open up our content library. And you can see there's lots of content here. We have it sorted by category. So I'll look down and find Medicare and Senior. And so here we have a bunch of content that's ready to go about Medicare. So the first thing I'll say is let's just add this what is Medicare page. You can see that now it says it's on this site. Are you eligible for Medicare? That sounds good. Let's add that. What is MedSup? Medicare, what you need to know. I can always click on Preview Content, and that will show me what this page looks like. So you can see that this, this page has this content on here. But I'll go ahead and just add these to the site. We'll just put them on. Okay. So now we've added a bunch of pages of content. We've added a new section. Let's go back over and take a look at my site again and see what's new. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and you'll see that we now have a section called Medicare Supplement that shows up. So that's added this navigation tab, this new section, and when I click on it, it's going to take me through, and it takes a few minutes for the pages to get published, but we're going to start to see the content show up here. So first off, the What is Medicare page shows up. And then if I give it a minute or two, if I come back, you should see the rest of the content is starting to appear. So what is Medicare? Are you eligible for Medicare? Pages are still following in. What is MedSup? Medicare, what you need to know. Important Medicare dates to remember. Medicare costs at a glance, and quote form. So you can see some of the content here that's appearing on this site kind of right before our eyes. Now, I might think that this tab location is not the right spot for Medicare. Maybe I want it to be first, right next to the Home tab. So the next thing I can do is I can just go back over to the control panel, and I can go and grab the MedSup section I added and just drag it up here. So it's now the second section. That will reorganize the navigation. I can do the same thing for pages on my site. So I can, let's see, I can drag them. Well, anyway, we'll go back and look at the home page again, and you'll see that MedSup is now the second option in navigation. So I can organize my navigation that way I want to. I could even hide this and put it up here at the top navigation if I felt like that was right. I want to have it here in the main section though. The next thing I'll do is I'm going to change this home page banner because Medicare season is upon us and I want to really call attention to my Medicare products. I'm going to put an image right here about that. So let's go to the home page and we will edit this page. Now, of course, I can change the copy on the page. I can change the content. And our editor really works very much like writing an email or a word processor, where I can select text and I can do things like bold it, I can make it italics or underline. I can go and type in here. I can insert videos. I can insert images. I can hyperlink to other web pages. It's really, really simple to go in and edit the content on a page. I can also change those main images. And so you can see the call out to the bottom of the page are right here and the call out to the top of the page. I'm just going to go in and select one and see if I have one for Medicare. Find affordable Medicare plans to meet your needs. That's a nice one. So I'll just go ahead and just select that image. And then I can say where I want that to link to. So I can make it link out to a website or to a page on our site. So I'll go find what is Medicare. And so now I save this page. Give it a second to update. And when we go back and look at the home page, we'll refresh the page here. We should see here is this Medicare banner that shows up in my home page now. I can click through on that. It takes me right through to the What is Medicare page. You can also see the text I had italicized and underlined this. Thank you for visiting our website. So that gives you an idea of how you can add content, add sections to your site. It's really very easy to do. And so what you'll do is you'll start with a website. We'll work with you to get it up and running. But then as your business changes, as your marketing efforts change, we will help you quickly adapt your online presence to fit what you need. So if you sell, like I said, property and casualty insurance, you can go and add a section here. You could even entirely reorganize this to be around maybe businesses, families, retirees, to be targeted to different audiences. So you can really make this website reflect your business and how you want to sell. So that's how the website platform works. I mentioned before there's a lot more to it, and a few of the things that are included are the campaigns, which will help you drive traffic and drive people to your website to generate sales. We have social media tools to help you share content out to social media so that you're always pushing out good information out to your Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter pages. And then, of course, we have the Connected Agent support team behind the scenes. And so you get access to our entire team to help you market your site. And so we'll help you do things like optimize your site for search engines. We'll help you optimize for local search. We will help you develop campaigns for products that are your focus, and then really make sure that this works for your business and your needs. So let me jump back over to the PowerPoint, and let's talk a bit about how you get enrolled in the program and how you can get started. So we do what we call the Jumpstart program. And the way that this works is we charge a flat fee for the first 6 months of the program. And in that 6 months, you'll get your domain name, you'll get your site set up, and you'll work very closely with our team to get your business up and running online. And then after that, we have a monthly fee that we charge. However, if you are actively selling with AIM, and I'll let Mike tell you more about the details of this, you can get your site for free. And the way that you sign up is by going to connectedagent.biz. And so you'll go to that website. You can click on the sign up button and quickly get into the program. Once you're in, you'll sign up at the website. We'll schedule an onboarding call with you and our team to get your site configured exactly the way you want it, to get your domain name working, and then also to understand a little bit more about your goals and how we can fine-tune what we're offering to best meet your needs. And then we do a monthly user group. And so what we do is once a month, we all get together in a webinar format, and we present one new way that you can drive more sales through your website. And so once a month, You're going to get together with others. You're going to learn from what they're doing, what's working, and then also get some great information about how you can drive more sales. And so this is really where things come together, is over time, you're constantly eyeing to your website. So, for example, we recently did a bunch of emails you can send out after you make your sale. And so we actually even wrote the emails for you that you can send out to new customers and help welcome them as a customer, help drive them back to your website to learn more about what you can offer, so help with cross-sells, and then also help drive more referrals to your customers. And so that's just one example of one of the things that we're giving out at these monthly sessions. So with that, Mike, why don't I pass the microphone back to you, and you can talk a bit about how the program works, how people can get on board, and then also qualify to get this for free.
I will do that. Thank you, Aaron. Great job. As you can see, it's $199 to get started. That's for the first 6 months. For the mathematically inclined, that's $1.11 a day for access to this website. And the agents that have utilized it already are, many of them that are putting a little bit of the time and effort in that Aaron alluded to, they are having success with it. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Once you get through your 6-month startup period, and that everything involved with that is covered in that $199, then you go one of two ways. If you are consistently producing, and I'll give you those production marks here in a second, if you're consistently producing with us, your website is effectively going to be free. If you are not, it will be $59 a month. Okay, and everything we do is based on the calendar quarters once you come out of your 6-month startup period of time. Now, the production targets, this is all issued business, okay? $2,500 per quarter of issued long-term care or critical illness business, $5,000 a quarter of issued Medicare sup business, and $50,000 per quarter of issued annuity business. That will qualify you to continue to get the website for free, and that's an ongoing measurement. We measure it once a quarter. Wes is the man with the abacus there to take care of that stuff for us. Lets you know what's going on, and does the charging, the credit card charging, as is appropriate. Again, the key thing is to just take the step and get started. If you don't have a website, this is your electronic business card. So now we want to open it up for questions. As I said at the top of the show, there's a 2- or 3-digit audio PIN code that's available for you. Please key that in. That will allow us to unmute you. I'm going to start working my way through the list here. We do have a number of folks who didn't enter that code in, so we're unable to get them unmuted. And once you're unmuted, if you don't have questions, please be kind and individually mute your phone by hitting *6. That way we don't have car alarms or barking dogs or tea kettles or any of that stuff going on in the background, which tends to sort of hijack the webinar as we're moving along. So go ahead. Most of you are unmuted now. Fire away if you've got questions, and we will do what we can to help you out.
If you're already a connected agent, how do you log into your own site so that you can make changes?
Aaron, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, if you go to connectedagent.biz, on the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a login button that you can click on. And that should take you to the login screen. If you don't remember your password, there's a link to retrieve your password. Just put in your email. And if you're not sure which email you used to create your account, just give us a call and we'll help you figure it out.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, other questions out there. Sounds like somebody's filling the water glass up there in the background. Anybody else with questions of a technical nature? Again, $199 to get started for your first 6 months. That's the domain name. That's all the setup. That's the training. That's access to the user group meetings. Those take place, by the way, on the second Wednesday of every month. So the next one will be coming up. For those of you that join in the aftermath of this call, the next user group meeting will be October 8th. We have all of the prior user group meetings archived. You can actually, going in through LinkedIn, once you're part of our LinkedIn Connected Agent group, you can go in and get access to all of those webinars that we've had previously, the user group webinars for folks. So any other questions out there?
Yeah, do you, excuse me, question about if you're registered in securities and you have your own securities website, do you have your website, is it something that's already pre-approved through FINRA?
We haven't had that one in a while, Aaron, but I know we've had that question before.
Okay.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Expand my insurance operation, and we sell securities, and I'm thinking this would be great.
There's two ways to go about this. One way is that you can have this site be a separate site just with insurance information.
Sure.
And have no securities, and then keep those totally separate.
That would be good.
The other option, and I think that's what most people do. The other option is that we do have a sample site. You contact us about this, that we can send to your broker-dealer or whoever you go to get reviewed, so that they can review for their compliance. And so we've done that a few times where people have gone in and had the site approved before we launch it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. We had a question or a request to review the ongoing fees. The ongoing fees are $59 a month unless you hit the production criteria that I mentioned before. That criteria is $2,500 per quarter of issued long-term care or critical illness business, $5,000 per quarter of issued med sup business. That's about 3 apps in a quarter, or $50,000 a quarter in issued annuity business. Yeah. That will, if you're doing that on an ongoing calendar quarter, that will enable you to keep your website for free. Any other questions?
Yes, is Universal Life covered on this website?
We do have content on Universal Life, yes. Well, the offer we tell people is if you get on here, and we really do have content on almost everything you can imagine, but if there's something that you sell that is a normal product, and by normal I mean it's not satellite insurance, if there's something that you sell that you feel like we're missing content on, let us know, because we're looking for more content to add, but frankly we're running out of ideas because we've covered so much already. So if you get on board and you find that there's some content missing, we will get it added.
Okay, very good. Yes. This is available in all states, but you have to be an AIM producing agent based on the West Coast or in an AIM state to be able to qualify for the ongoing free deal. If you're working in, I'm just picking this out of thin air, if you're based in South Carolina and that's where you're working, this isn't going to work because AIM is not responsible for that part of the map. So basically, if you're in the western half of the country, this will work for you for the most part. So any other questions out there?
Texas.
Texas is an AIM state. Go ahead. Go ahead, Val.
Any marketing or support, particularly online marketing support that you might be able to provide?
Any online marketing support? Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I think what he's talking about is the types of things that we are doing in these user groups. I mean, we are continually bringing out different ideas for you to get out to your folks. And it's all of your universe. It's not just clients. One of the things we've stressed, some folks have followed through and had success with it, first thing you do when you have this up and running is you email everyone in your orbit, everyone in your universe, and let them know that you've got this new website and you want them to go take a look at it. And the reason is you will have people who aren't thinking about you as an insurance agent initially who will see this and say, hey, Bob, Val, Dave, Sam, whoever, I need to talk to you about this insurance or that insurance or this investment, whatever it is that you've got on there. I need to talk to you about this. I hadn't thought of it that way before, but now that I've seen this, and what ends up happening, which we've been told multiple times by agents, you're going to get business out of the thing. And that's the email idea that you heard Aaron talking about, the social media, the different things that you do in conjunction with this with social media. All of that support on an ongoing basis enables you to continue. If you put the time in, it enables you to continue to make this thing work for you. Any other questions?
You know, Mike, just to add on to that, besides the monthly user groups, there's also a supported Connected Agent LinkedIn page. And just one thing I think that you guys will find to be very supportive is the home office at AIM. The Connected Agent support team there is incredible. So you don't need to wait for a user group call. You don't need to necessarily wait for an email back. You can pick up the phone, and there's people there that know how to help you with the platform to some extent. Or part of being on the program is being able to connect with Aaron, myself, or Mike to lead you in the right direction or answer some questions for you. So you're getting really, you know, top shelf service, a top shelf platform, and the platform's always evolving. It's not a one and done. Our goal is to make sure that it's constantly getting better. We're adding more value to it and creating more value proposition for you to keep using it. And you'll find that month over month. There's new things that are added, whether they're new guides, new ideas of where to market, how to remarket to your B leads, how to take something you've done in the past and integrate it into your website so now it's digital. So think of having it as all those costs that Mike, or the costs that Mike put out in front of you, or if you do the business and it's free, basically gets you your own marketing department. Think about it like that to some extent. Back to you, Mike.
Very good. Thanks, Jonas. All right. Other questions, and keep in mind that, you know, this is not a one and done, as Aaron said, or Jonas said, excuse me. We will continually be coming to you with new ideas, but these ideas will not execute themselves. If you can't find the time in your crowded schedule to give your website an hour, maybe 2 hours a month of your attention, you are not going to get out of it, in all likelihood, what you would like. I mean, we're just trying to be straight up with you about that now. We continually bring ideas to the table. That's why we have a team of 5 people. We're continually coming up with this stuff. But if you don't utilize it, if you don't take the time to integrate it and get it onto the site and follow through, you're not going to get the bang for the buck. So we're at about 48 after the hour here, so we've been going after this for about 45 minutes. Any other questions here? Otherwise, we're going to be kind to the members of our team and wrap this up so they can get on with other things. Anything else question-wise? Again, $199 to start, okay? $59 a month after that, unless you meet the production requirements. Get online today, connectedagent.biz. You can start the process. Right now, you probably could have your website up late today, but you certainly could have your website, if you know what you want. You can be up and running tomorrow. You can be emailing folks over the weekend, having people take a look at it, starting to see things occur on a very accelerated basis along that way. So one last pass. Any questions? Okay, we'll call that done. Members of the team, Wes, Travis, Aaron, Jonas, thank you so much for your time. Another fantastic job. We appreciate it very much. Everybody out there, you can reach us here at AIM if you've got additional questions.